H1 minus H3. In this, M1 is the mass of air entering at section 1, M2 is the mass of air entering at section 2, W1 and W2 and W3 are the specific humidity of air available at section 1, 2 and 3 respectively, whereas H1, H2 and H3 are the enthalpy of air available at section 1, section 2 and section 3 respectively. So this particular relation gives the relation for mixing of air stream. That is what we are supposed to know. So this particular equation gives the relation for mixing of air stream. Okay, well, I think now we have come to the most important stage of this particular chapter. In this stage, before we go to the problems of psychrometric processes, the two important air conditioning systems we are supposed to discuss. So, basically, any air conditioning system is classified into two types. The first one is known as summer air conditioning system. The second one is known as winter air conditioning system. I repeat that the air conditioning systems are basically classified into two types. First one is known as summer air conditioning system. The second one is known as winter air conditioning system. So, what is the meaning of summer air conditioning system? Summer air conditioning system is the air conditioning system designed for summer condition. What do you mean by winter air conditioning system? Winter air conditioning system is the air conditioning system designed for winter conditions. But let me tell you one thing, summer air conditioning system is further classified into two types. The first one is known as summer air conditioning system for hot and dry weather. Summer air conditioning system for hot and dry weather. The second one is known as summer air conditioning system for hot and wet weather. So basically air conditioning systems are classified into two types. One is known as summer air conditioning system. The other one is known as a winter air conditioning system. But summer air conditioning system is further classified into two types. The first one is known as summer air conditioning system designed for hot and dry weather. Second one is known as summer air conditioning system designed for hot and wet weather. The second one is known as winter air conditioning system. So what is important from the point of examination is description. So it is drawing up of the schematic diagram of this air conditioning system and how to represent various processes of that system on a psychrometric chart. That is the second important thing. And third important thing is writing the proper description, explaining the concept of that particular air conditioning system. These are the three things important. First one is how to draw the schematic diagram of that air conditioning system. Second one is how to represent the various processes involved in that air conditioning system on a psychrometric chart. Third one is writing the description, explaining the concept of that particular air conditioning system. These are the three things important from the point of examination in this air conditioning system. So let us try to discuss these air conditioning systems one by one. First we try to discuss the two summer air conditioning systems. The first one is for hot and dry weather. Second one is for hot and humid weather or for hot and wet weather. Then finally we discuss the winter air conditioning system also. So now this particular diagram shows the schematic diagram of a summer air conditioning system. There are two diagrams here. The first one is the flow diagram or the block diagram of a summer air conditioning system. The second diagram represents how to show the various processes of this summer air conditioning system on a psychrometric chart. But most importantly, students, I attract the attention of all of you. This is the summer air conditioning system designed for hot and dry weather. It is not for hot and wet weather. It is designed for hot and dry weather. So first let us try to identify the different components of summer air conditioning system used for hot and dry weather. So what are the various components available. The different components available are, there are dampers, there is a filter, there is a cooling coil, and there is a chamber known as adiabatic humidifier, and there is water eliminator. So the different components of summer air conditioning system used for hot and dry weather are nothing but, there are dampers, there are filters, there are cooling coil, and there is a chamber known as adiabatic humidifier, and there is a water eliminator. So now let us try to discuss this particular system. The air which is hot and humid enters the air conditioning system. So the air which is hot, I'm sorry, it is not humid, it is only hot and less humid because it is used. First of all, let me tell you where exactly we use summer air conditioning system for hot and dry weather. So usually we use summer air conditioning system for hot and dry weather in a place like Gulbarga, in a place like Raichur, in a place like Ballari. So what happens in these places? In these places the temperature of air is very less. The temperature of air is very less. It may be, the temperature of air is so high, it is of the order of 40 degrees centigrade, 42 degrees centigrade, whereas the relative humidity of air is very less. The relative humidity may be 10%, 15%. But for comfort conditions, what is required? For comfort conditions, you need to increase the relative humidity from 10% or 15% to 50 to 60%. And you need to bring down the temperature from 40 degrees centigrade, 42 degrees centigrade to 25 to 26 degrees centigrade. So the air conditioning system which is designed for such a purpose, we call that as summer air conditioning system designed for hot and dry weather condition or hot and dry conditions. So we have already identified the components. The different components are, there are air filters, there are dampers, there are air filters, there is a cooling coil, there is a chamber known as adiabatic humidifier, and also there is a water eliminator. So now air enters the system through dampers. So what are these dampers? Dampers are nothing but the doors. The distance between the doors can be either increased or it can be decreased so that you can control the amount of air which is getting inside. Which type of air is getting inside? It is the hot air which is getting inside. The hot air which is less humid is getting inside. The air which is at a high temperature has got a very less specific humidity, very less relative humidity, enters the dampers, enters the air conditioning system through dampers. So by increasing the distance between the dampers or by decreasing the distance between the dampers, you can control the amount of air passing through the system. So the air which is passing through the system like this finally passes through the filter. So what is the function of the filter? You know, the air which is passing through the damper may be having contaminated particles with it or the dust particles with it. So by making the air to pass through the filter, these dust particles or the contaminated particles are removed in the air filter. So the air filter is going to remove the dust particles and the contaminated particles from the air. Then this air which is hot and which is less humid passes through the cooling coil. In the cooling coil, the air is made to pass through outside the cooling coil, around the tubes of the cooling coil. Inside the tubes of the cooling coil, there is a cooling water which is made to circulate. So due to the flow of cooling water, the heat of air is removed. That means the air is going to reject its heat to the cooling water, thereby the temperature of air decreases. This decrease in temperature of air is represented on the psychrometric chart with the help of the process 1 to 2. You can see the process 1 to 2. So during the process 1 to 2, which is known as the sensible cooling, during that process, during the process 1 to 2, which is known as a sensible cooling, during that process temperature is decreasing because of the reason that the air is rejecting the heat to the cooling medium. So once the temperature of air decreases at the point 2, the air is going to come out of the cooling coil, then passes through a chamber known as the adiabatic humidifier. Students, please note that now after coming out of the cooling coil, only the temperature of air is decreased. It is not the specific humidity which is increased, and the relative humidity is neither increased. So still the specific humidity is a lower value, relative humidity is also a lower value. So to increase the specific humidity, also to increase the relative humidity, now we pass this cold air now, which has got a less temperature now. Now we pass that air through the adiabatic humidifier. So in the adiabatic humidifier, water is sprayed with the help of perforations, with the help of a liquid pump. So water is sprayed to the incoming air. Due to the spraying of water to the incoming air, the specific humidity of air increases. Even the relative humidity of air also increases. But this is done without change in the heat content in the air. That means that this process, we call it as adiabatic humidification process 2 to 3. During this adiabatic humidification process, no change in enthalpy, only the specific humidity increases. Also, only the relative humidity increases. So, at a constant enthalpy, the specific humidity increases during the process 2-3, as well as the relative humidity also increases during the process 2-3. Once the air comes out of the adiabatic humidifier, now the air, what we have got, it may contain excess amount of water particles with it. So, to remove the excess amount of water particles, now the air is passed through one more device known as water eliminator, where excess amount of water particles are removed from the air, and the air which is known as conditioned, that conditioned air now is supplied to a space wherever it is required. So such a system which is designed, we call it as summer air conditioning system designed for hot and dry weather. Okay, now before I conclude it for today, let me repeat this particular system once again. So as we have noted already, the summer air conditioning system for hot and dry weather mainly consists of the components like dampers, filter, there is a cooling coil, there is adiabatic humidifier, and there is a water eliminator. First, the air passes through the dampers. The function of the dampers is to control the amount of air. The distance between the two dampers can either be increased or it can be decreased, so that you can control, either you can increase the amount of air getting admitted into the system, or you can decrease the amount of air getting admitted into the system. Then the air passes through the filter. So any dust particles in the air or any contaminated particles in the air can be removed in the filter. Finally, the air which is very hot, which is at a high temperature, now passes through the cooling coil. So the air is made to circulate around the outer surface of the cooling coil, and inside the tubes of the cooling coil there is a cooling water flowing. So now the air is going to reject its heat to the cooling medium, thereby the temperature of air decreases from 1 to 2. That is the process 1 to 2 shown on the psychrometric chart known as sensible cooling process, which is taking place in the cooling coil. At the end of that process, the temperature of the air decreases from TD1 to TD2. Now only the temperature is decreased, that of air, but still the air is at a lower value of specific humidity. It has got a lower value of relative humidity. To increase the specific humidity as well as to increase the relative humidity, now the air which is coming out of the cooling coil, we make it to pass through an adiabatic humidifier. So in the adiabatic humidifier, we spray certain amount of water to the incoming air with the help of perforations and with the help of the pump. So doing so, we increase the water content in the air, or we increase the specific humidity of air. We also increase the relative humidity of air. But at the end of the adiabatic humidification process, most important thing to be noted is, it is an adiabatic humidification process. This takes place at constant enthalpy, or in other words, without any change in the heat content. But at the end of the adiabatic humidification process, the air which is coming out of the adiabatic humidifier may contain excess amount of water particles with it. So that is why these type of water particles are removed by passing the air through a device known as the water eliminator. So excess amount of water particles are removed in the water eliminator. Finally, the air is passed to the space which is known as the air conditioned space. So in the psychrometric chart, 1 to 2 is known as the sensible cooling, 2 to 3 is known as adiabatic humidification. That means that the summer air conditioning system, which is designed for hot and dry condition, consists of mainly two processes. One is the sensible cooling process 1 to 2. The other one is adiabatic humidification process 2 to 3. So during the process 1 to 2, temperature, dry bulb temperature decreases from TD1 to TD2. During the process 2 to 3, during the adiabatic humidification process, enthalpy remains constant, but the specific humidity increases from W2 to W3, and the relative humidity also increases from 5.2 to 5.3. So this is the description about summer air conditioning system for hot and dry weather, or for hot and dry outdoor condition. So let me stop it here at this juncture. In the next session, we try to consider summer air conditioning system for hot and wet weather, as well as the winter air conditioning system. After that, we also take a few problems on these different air conditioning systems. Thank you, one and all.